I have taught you that there are two things that you deal with as you sojourn this path of faith. Number one is a sin problem. Number two is a flesh problem. For the sin problem, you deal with it the moment you receive the life of God. You are declared righteous. You receive an imputation of the righteousness of God in Christ, and that nature of sin completely dies and is out of your life. But as a believer, there is still something else to deal with. It is called the flesh. And for that one, you don't cast it out. With one salvation prayer, the sin problem is done. But the problem of the flesh can live with you all the days of your life, even as a Christian. Paul says, as touching the matters of the flesh, he says, I die daily. I die daily. 2, he says, I put my flesh under subjection. There is an active participation on my own part to keep my flesh at bay. Many believers do not understand this, and once people are born again, they just believe that because the sin problem is solved, it means I'm all right. No. Listen to what Paul said. Paul the apostle, when you read Romans chapter 8, chapter 7, Paul began to vent out his own frustration. He says, listen, there are two laws that are working in my members. Are we together? One is the law of sin and death. The other is the law of the spirit of life in Christ Jesus. So that the things I do not want to do, this is Paul speaking, I find myself doing them. The things that I want to do, I do not find myself doing them. He was frustrated and he said, oh wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from this body of death? Paul was frustrated. This was not a statement of encouragement. Oh wretched man that I am. Why is it that I find myself, it's like another software that has possessed me, controlling me to do the things that I do not want to do. And the things that I want to do, I don't find myself doing it. And he said, who shall deliver me, even though saved, from this body of death?